All right. We are at the start of lesson 32. Well, lesson meeting 32. And we're in the middle of the testimony of the third survivor, a woman. And she has been taken off to the steppes by a Kazakh, and she's living there. So she's describing her life there. Sie seien geworden zu mir gut. They became good to me. Alle seien geworden zu mir gut. Afilu the alte Klafte. Everybody became good to me, even the old nasty bitchy woman who was the mother of the man who had captured her. Ich hab mich a bissel ausgelernt, sehr loschen, und sie haben sich ausgelernt a bissel Yiddish. I managed to learn a little bit of their language, and they learned a little bit of Yiddish. Sie hat sich gekriegt mit der Schnur und sich genommen Scharen zu mir. She's referring to the mother-in-law now, was fighting with her daughter-in-law, and she began to turn to me. Ich verstehe ein Wort von 10, aber sie hat sie revet und preppelt, als wird mir a Wasser in Oil. I understand one word in 10, but she was talking with me as though it was water in my ear, as though I'm understanding. Sie weist mir, als mir gibt ihr nicht kein Essen. She's telling me, she shows me that they're not giving her anything to eat. Sie ist gelegen auf a Bintel, Streu, und die Wärme haben sie aufgegessen, Lebendigkeit. She's lying on a bundle of straw, and the worms are eating her alive. Kein Zähn hat sie nicht gehabt zum Kauen. She didn't have any teeth for chewing. Der Sohn hat etwas in Ganzen an ihr vergessen, nur ich trug ihr zu was ich kann. The son had completely forgotten about her, but I bring to her what I can. Ehe sie ist aufgepegelt, hat sie mich zugerufen und mir geschenkt a bracelet. Before she died, she called me to her, and she gave me a gift of a bracelet. I think that's what a bracelet is. Ich hab gut behalten. I hid this very well. Wenn die Schnur weist, esst sie mich auf a Lebendiger. If the daughter-in-law knew that about this gift, she would have eaten me up alive. Also wie ich bin gekommen, hab ich gehabt ein Verlang. As soon as I came there, I had one desire, antläufen. I wanted to run away. Aber wo läuft man in step? But where do you run in the steps? Umatum seinen wilde Chayes. Everywhere are wild beasts. Und von wannen soll ich wissen dem Weg? And how would I know the path? Sommer is heiß, als die Erd bricht unter die Fies. Nur Winter liegt der Schnee so hoch. In the summer, it's so hot that the earth burns under your feet, and in the winter, the snow is very, very high. Kein Malbush hab ich nicht und kein Geld euch nicht. I don't have any clothes and I don't have any money. Als mir hat Geld, kann man dort euch nicht kriegen kein Sach. Even if you have money, there's not much that you could get here. Aber ich vergesse nicht, als ich bin a jüdische Tochter. But in spite of everything, I don't forget that I am a Jewish daughter. I am of Jewish blood. Azoi wie ich öffne die Augen, sage ich Moide Ani. As soon as I open my eyes, I say in the morning, Moide Ani. Fragt mich, was murmelst du? He, I assume the Cossack, says to me, asks me, what are you mumbling? Und ich sag, nicht sein Sach. And I say to him, not your business. Wenn ich wollt gekonnt sehe sprach, wollt ich sie gekonnt anreden, sie sollen werden jeden. If I had known their language, I would have been able to persuade them to become Jews. They haben oft gesagt, wir willen werden Jeden. They often said, we want to become Jews. Wenn ich bin am Mannsbild, wollt schon etwas geworden. Aber was für Wert hat eine Käfer? If I were a man, maybe this would have come to some value, but what's the value? What kind of value does a woman have, a female? Ich weiß allein nicht was und wenn. I myself don't know what and when. I'm a lost soul here. Epis wissen sie ja von der Higer Chagos. They know something from the local holidays. No, I guess this is the Christian holidays. Nor alles is bei sie übergedreht kapoil. But everything is confused for them. It's not the way it should be. Der Goler hat a vibe. The priest has a wife. Wenn das Weib pegelt, muss gleich nehmen an andere. As soon as when the wife dies, he has to immediately take another one. If not, wenn nicht, tor nicht blechetzen. Blechetzen. If he doesn't take another wife, then he cannot chant. He cannot say what he's supposed to be saying, the priest. Wenn es ist bei sie Post, soll man nicht essen kein Milch, kein Butter, kein Käse, kein Eier, Lois, Kreuz mit Okovit. When it's, I believe that's Lent. When it's Lent, what language is that?
Russian.
It is Lent.
Russian. When it's Lent, so I guess the religion that they're referring to is the Russian Orthodox religion.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. They're not permitted to eat milk, not butter, not cheese, not eggs, only cabbage and vodka. They haben alles achutz Salz und Wein. They have everything except salt and wine. Das ist mit Gold zugleich. You have to get salt or wine, you have to actually, it's like, it's worth gold. Als wollt gewein gut, wenn nicht die Fliegen und die Heischeriken. everything would be all right, except for the flies and the locusts. They fliehen on wie in Mitzrayim, und davon kriegt man Coltiness. They fly like in Egypt. And from this, you get elf locks. Elf
What
locks,
was
I
the
guess it's
last
like
word?
elf locks,
Coltonus?
tangled hair, coltiness,
Coltonus.
tangled hair from this. Wie seid ihr weg von sie, huh? How did you get away from them? Ich bin weg. I got away. Was is die Nefoika Mina? What's the difference? How I did it? Die Mama is mir gekommen zu Cholm.
Sorry,
Und
Nechama.
yeah. How do you say that?
That's nafkamina.
Nafkamina.
Aramaic.
Nafkamina.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? What is the Unterschied? What's the difference? How I got away?
Yeah.
Die Mama is mir gekommen zu Cholm und it mir geheißen antläufen. My mother came to me in a dream and ordered me to run away. A Totel is vorbei und ich hab ihm Stillerheit gegeben, der altes Bracelet. A Tartar came by and I quietly gave him the bracelet that I had received from the old woman. Hat mir verkauft, was hat gehabt. He sold me what he had. A beshmet, I'd like to know what that is. Una pool chuviakes. I don't know what a beshmet is, some kind of a clothing item. And I know that the chufiakas is some kind of shoes. Azoi ruftman zera shich. That's what they called their shoes. But I don't know what a beshmet is.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what this Tartar gave me. Ich hab mich gelost in Weg rein, auf Gottes Barot, und gute Melochim haben mich geführt. I put myself out in the way in God's custody. And good angels, see, this is again providential, good angels led me. A fire is gelaufen voraus und mir gewissen dem Weg. A fire went in front of me, led me, and showed me the way. As nicht soll ich nicht der Leben dem heintigen Yom Kippur. And if I'm not telling the truth, I shouldn't live to see this Yom Kippur. This is what happened to me, this providential circumstances. Wilde Chayes haben mich gejogt. Wild animals pushed me along. A großer Vogel is mir befallen und mich gewollt wegtragen. A big bird fell on me and wanted to carry me away. Ich hab genommen schreien und is weggeflogen. But I began to scream and he flew away. Meine liebe Menschen, my dear friends, wenn ich soll euch alles erzählen, wollt ich gekonnt sitzen mit euch 3 Tage und 3 Nächte. My good friends, if I told you everything that happened, we would sit here for 3 days and 3 nights. Mir hat mir geholfen, aber zu was und zu wem bin ich gelaufen? I was helped, but what was I and to whom, and what was I running for? Afilu kein kever nicht gefunden. I didn't even find a grave. Ich bin einer allein auf God's Welt. I'm alone in God's world. Verschämt und verstoßen. I'm alone in God's world. Ashamed, shamed, and rejected. Als ich der Mann mich, was ich bin durchgegangen, spei ich auf mein eigen Leib. When I think of what I went through, I spit on my own body. Woje kommt ihr, mir soll euch benchen? Why did you come here to be blessed? Hat Moshe Beyer gefragt. That was the Schuster. Why did you come here to be blessed? Moshe Beyer asked. Ich vogel, bin nicht einsitzen auf kein Ort. I go, I wander, just not to stay in one place. Efsher is fault, do a treist call mir auf der Welt. Maybe there's some consolation for me in the world. As the tzaddikus, the tzaddikus, that's Wanda Sarah, hat auf mir aufgelegt die Hand when the holy woman put her hands on me, is mir arop a stein von Hals. It's like a stone fell out of my heart. Moshe Be'er hat ausgesteckt a finger. Moshe Be'er, the Schuster, stuck out a finger. Setz a Sternfalt. See a falling star. A falling star. A star is falling. Okay, I'll just read a little of this. After that changes very rapidly. Inmitten der Nacht hat sich geöffnet die Tür von der Pritzekes Schlafzimmer. In the middle of the night, the door of Teresa's room opened, her sleep room. The Pritzer hat gehabt eingedrimmelt, aber sie hat gleich wieder geöffnet die Augen. The noblewoman had sort of fallen into like a light sleep, but she immediately opened her eyes again. De Levone hat reingescheint zwischen die Gardinen. I thought that was gardenias. I thought that was nice, but it's not. It's curtain. The moon is shining through the curtains. Sie hat azogetun still und vertraulich. She asked something quietly, and I think that means sadly. Vertraulich.
I think it's confidentially.
Confidentially. Adam, das bist du? Adam, that's you? Ja, Teresa. Ich hab dich aufgeweckt, huh? I woke you up? Nein. Ich hab bloß gehabt Drimmel. I was only catching a little snooze. I should stop here. There's enough of us to read. Elke.
Kann ich schlafen. I couldn't sleep. Was soll ich tun mit dem dosigen Jid? What shall I do with this Jew? Was soll ich tun mit den Jiden überhäuft? What should I do with the Jews who, what is überhäuft?
In general.
Especially.
Aha, thank you. Sie haben sich besetzt und sie schon geworden a ganze Stadt. They have settled and it's become a whole city. Sovitsky, that must be the name of somebody, Brent via fire. Sawinski is burning like a fire. Hat mir schon zugesagt, ewig Gehenim. Um, he's been talking to me. There's something hellish about this.
Okay, he
He's
promised me
promised.
eternal hell.
Uh-huh.
Zugesagt is promise, zusagen, promise, ewig
Uh-huh.
eternal, and Gehinnom is.
Die Schreinem hetzen euch. The neighbors also, what is hetzen?
They're
Adjective.
demanding. They're
Yeah,
saying the same thing. They're also.
yeah. Jeder von sie hat sein Idol. Aber wenn's kommt zu mir, seien sie alle heilige Christen. They all have their little Jew, but when they come to me, they're all holy Christians. Yes? Dos,
But when it comes to me, in other words, they all have their little Jew, but when it comes to me, then they're the holy Christians.
dos mit der Stummer is a miase commedia. This is a comedy. What is miase?
Yeah, it's Mias. It's ugly. It's where is Mias? It's an ugly comedy with a mute woman. Yeah.
Mhm.
Die Jiden lachen aus mir. The Jews laugh at me. Das hat man abgespielt mit mir a Komödie. And they're making a comedy of me. Teresa hat abgewart a while. Teresa waited a while. Was stehst du? Why are you standing still? Setz dich. Oder komm rein in bed. Sit down or come to bed. Ich will sich zusetzen. I don't know what zusetzen is, I'm sorry. Can somebody help?
Okay. I'll also sit down next to you.
I'll sit with you. Okay, thank you. This is mir heiß. I was hot. Was ist das geworden, also heiß inmitten der Nacht? Why is it so hot in the middle of the night? Die Welt wird Chorif. Oder was? Is the world, what is Chorif? I'm sorry, can someone help?
Destroyed.
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 Is the world coming to an end or what? Ich will mehr nicht haben die dosike Jiden. I don't want to have these Jews around anymore. Der Gershon,
Gershon.
der Gershon is a Ganef und der Jakob stellt mich heraus vor nach. So Gershon is a thief and Jakob makes a fool of me. Zu was soll Freu sich machen stumm? And why should a woman remain speechless or dumb? Verstehe nicht die ganze Sache. I don't understand the whole thing. I'm going to pass it to somebody else now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the idea is Afroi sich machen stumm is why would she make herself? Why would she sort of pretend that she's a mute?
Mm-hmm.
Machen sich. I mean, why would she make herself? Why would she pretend to be?
Yeah.
Okay. hast gesagt, als hat zugegeben, als sie macht sich. You have said that he has admitted that she pretends. Ich hab nicht gesagt, I didn't say, ich hab bloß der Mund, als hat geschwiegen und nicht gelächelt. I just said, I just remembered that he was quiet and he did not deny. Wer kann wissen die Dosigkeit? Who can understand these folk? Das ist ein abgesonderter Shevet. This is a separated tribe. Die beste Sache ist, wir sollen sie ignorieren. The best thing to do is to ignore them. Wie soll kann ich sie ignorieren? How can I ignore them? Sie haben schon alles in die Hand. They've already got everything in their hands. Deine polnische Ökonomen seien nicht besser. Your Polish economists or managers are not any better. Alles ist schlecht. Everything is bad. Ganz Poland zerfällt sich. The whole of Poland is falling apart. This in meine Rede, you'll see what I'm foretelling. Man wird uns zerreißen auf Sticker. They will tear us to pieces. Früher wollen die Jiden uns zerfressen wie die Lies. First the Jews will eat us up like lice. Danach wird kommen der Moskowit. Oh, that's very prophetic. After that,
Right.
the Muscovite will come.
Yeah.
Oder der Preis, or the Prussian, oder beide zusammen, or both together, wir wird uns verenden, and they will put an end to us. Unsere eigene Politim will untergehen. Even our own nobles will go down. Jeder Mapola was Poland leidet. Every destruction, downfall that Poland suffers is for they a persoonlijker Nitzochen, is for them a personal victory. Aber wie ist das möglich? How is it possible? Hat sich geändert die menschliche Natur bei uns? How is it possible? Has human nature changed in us? Alle Völker willen leben. All peoples want to live. Aber wir willen kapieren. But we are looking to die. Ich weiß nicht, Adam. Ich weiß schon gar nicht. I don't know, Adam. I know nothing. Hast nicht gedacht, anhalten mit dem Dosignied. You shouldn't have started get involved with this Jew. Das ist für mir a spy in Ponem. It's as if you spat in my face. Teresa hat abgewahrt a while, and he is saying this to Teresa. Teresa hat abgewahrt a while. Teresa waited a little bit. Du hast doch vergnügen, wenn man speit dir in Ponem. You enjoy it when people spit in your face. Nicht a Jid, no, not a Jew. Das hast du mir nicht gedacht tun. You shouldn't have done that to me, namely inviting Yaakov into the home and into a bedroom. Bis jetzt bin ich geschlafen. Until now, I have been sleeping. Jetzt kann ich mehr nicht schlafen, euch. Now I even can't sleep. Jede Minute gebe ich a Zitter. I tremble every moment. Chäubon zu trachten. As a Teufel is in mir rein, I start thinking that a devil has gotten into me. Teresa, ich will machen an Eck. Teresa, I want to put an end to this. Hat Pilitsky geändert dem Ton, and he changed the tone of his voice. Was für ein Eck? Was redest du? What do you mean by talking about making an end of it? What are you talking? What are you saying? Ich will einfach nehmen etliche Pacholkes und sich lostun auf der Bande Jiden. I will take a few Pacholkes. I don't. What is Pacholkes?
Remember, we've seen this word before.
Yeah,
Sort
I
of like
know.
work people,
Yeah, yeah. Some of my
common work
peasants.
people.
And
Remember, they came to, those were the guys who came to Yankov when he was up in the
right,
mountain there. Yeah, it's the
some of
same
my
one.
some of my knights or something, uh, and uh,
Well,
and I
they're
will
not as high as that, I don't think. I
right
think it's a lower level group.
because they ride on horses. Okay, and I will kind of go down and do some damage to the on that band of Jews. With an ophakken etliche cap, we'll chop off a few heads and some Iberika Gesindel wird sich und the Iberika Gesindel wird sich zu laufen, and the rest of the group will run away. Was redest du? What are you talking about? Women's kept whose heads wir seien herumgeringelt mit Sonim. We are surrounded by enemies. Proof nor etwas tun. Just try to do something, wir wird machen über dir Mishpat, and they will start a judgment against you. To Libayid, because of a Jew. They warten bloß auf a Gelegenheit. They are only waiting for an opportunity. Also hassen sie dem Jid, so they hate the Jew, aber wenn es lohnt sie, but when it suits them, when it profits them, nehmen sie sich on sein Habla, they take on um, his demand or his wrong,
Injustice.
his judgment, yeah. That they take on his case. Du weißt es ganz gut, you know it very well. Etwas muss ich tun, I have to do something. Tu gar nicht, Adam, don't do anything. Leg dich schlafen und schlaf, go to sleep. Als man rührt nicht mit kein Glied und man halt verschlossen die Fist, if you don't move any limbs and you keep your eyes closed, muss man einschlafen, you will fall asleep. Wir müssen abwarten, we have to be patient and wait, Adam Tyler, dear Adam, wir müssen warten, we have to wait. Was ist denn das ganze Leben? What is the meaning of all this life? Man wart und die Tage gehen vorüber. You wait and the days pass. Danach kommt der Tod und alt is always. And after that, death comes and it's the end of everything. Ich kann nicht liegen und warten auf den Tod. I can't lie here and wait for death. Die dosika alte Meuden seinen vor mir last. These old maids that are living in our palace are a burden for me. Sie sitzen auf mein Kart, they are sitting on my neck und gucken auf mir, als sei wie ich wollte gewesen, der ärgste Säune. And they look at me as if I was their worst enemy. Sie haben buchstäblich aufgehört zu reden zu mir. They have literally stopped speaking to me. Sie säuden sich, they speak secrets. Sie säuden sich and they are secretive. Der ganze Häuf is, the whole court is full mit Murmelnisch, full of mutterings. So kommt euch ein Steiger, wie sie sollten gesessen bei mir gefangen in a Kerker. It appears as if they would be sitting in my place, trapped like in a jail. Is wie bald sie also schlecht bei mir, and so, seeing as it is so bad for them with me, but was gehen they nicht ergens anders? Why don't they just go somewhere else? Ich muss nicht aushalten alle meine Weiterkräuven. It's not for me to support all my distant relatives. Sie ist nicht mein Schuld, was meine gottselige Väters und Mumas haben ungeplaudiert am Machne alte Meuden. Okay, it's not my fault that my pious uncles and aunts bred a camp of old maids. Ich leg doch sagen, I used to say that. Uh, okay. Du hast da so lang gehetzt. You agitated so long, bis du hast mich angehetzt, until you agitated me. Jetzt habe ich sie schon allein euch feind. Now I also hate them. Uh, I hate them. Hope feind haben. Yeah, it's okay. Und das ist
Yeah.
die Tragödie. That is the tragedy. Du redest und in mir gehen rein deine Wörter. That's the tragedy. You speak and your words go into me. Du versammst mich bis ich weiß. You poison me slowly. Und danach wunderst du dich, was ich bin versammt. And after that you wonder how come I am poisoned. It's ist freundelst du sich zu say, now you are befriending them, machst them anstelle von dem guten Malach. You put on the pretense of being a good angel, und ich wär verpeinigt von die dosige Parasiten, and I am tortured by these parasites. Hab gewusst, dass früher oder später wirst du auslösen zu mir. I knew that sooner or later you would let yourself go unto me. Siehst der Emmes, it is the truth. Du bist schuldig, you are guilty in alle meine Leiden, in all my sufferings. Zu lieb dir bin ich zerklickt mit allem, and because of you I have gotten into quarrels with everyone. Zu lieb dir bin ich isoliert. Because of you, I am isolated. Ich muss machen ein Eck. I have to end it all. Hat Pilecki aufgehoben durch Pilecki raised his voice. I don't know. Was schreist du? Why are you shouting? Wirst allemen aufwecken. You will wake up everyone. Man steht Side by side hinter die Tieren und man hört sich unter zu jedem Wort, was wir reden. In any case, they are standing behind the doors and listening in to every word that we are saying. Sie dürfen sich nicht unterhören. They don't have to listen in. They wissen alles. They know everything. Unsere alte Säules are old secrets. Gedurkones in seire pnimer. I recognize this in their faces. Man lacht mir in die Augen. They laugh in my face. Das ist der Emmes. This is the truth. Du bist zu weit weg, Teresa. Too weit. You are too far away, Teresa. Too far. Du hast mich
What does that mean? Excuse me. What does it mean? You are too far, or is it you've gone too far? You've du bist zu weit. What?
You have distanced yourself from me. That's the way I understood it.
Ah, okay.
And in fact, I mean, their relationship is...
Well, their relationship is certainly not Shlom bias, but nonetheless, I wonder whether that means you pushed me too far. Anyway, all right. Either way you look at it, it ain't good. They need marriage counseling.
And perhaps this is just referring back to her inviting a Jew into her bedroom.
Yeah.
That was the last straw.
He left them alone in the room. Remember, he walked out. He said, I'm going to take a sleep, leaving the two of them alone. That was already setting the stage for what was about to happen.
But that doesn't prevent recrimination afterwards.
Well, all right, but
anyway,
it was a little peculiar, that whole incident.
Anyway, it's the marital relationship. They both pushed each other away, probably. Du hast mich gestuckt zu dem Allemen. You have pushed me to all of that. Du und nicht kein anderer. You and no one else. So they're each recriminating the other for having pushed each other away. Wenn ich soll davon bald sterben, if I were to die soon, wollte ich noch als besorgt die Tosike Wörter, I would still say the same words. Will say sagen vor Gott allein, I will say that to God himself. Bin gekommen zu dir, an unschuldig Mädel und du. I came to you, an innocent young woman, and you, etc., etc. Ich weiß schon, ich weiß, I know already. Die Mysore chain aboard. This is an old story. The story has appeared. Bist gewesen an Unschuldige, you were innocent. A weiße Rose und all das Übrige. You were a white rose and all the rest, a virgin. Was soll ich dir tun? What can I do to you? Ich kann dir die Unschuld nicht zurückkehren. I cannot return your innocence to you. That's a good place to stop.
Oh,
Jacob, you want to start or carry on? All Saints.
Do you want me to carry on?
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. Als was ich will is, sollst du mich losen zur Ruhe. All that I want is that you should leave me alone. Ich kann weiter also nicht leben. I can't carry on living like this. Der Jakob is capable als euch zu pläuschen zwischen die Koitike Jeden. This Yaakov is capable of oistploitation, got it as to spill the beans among the dirty Jews. Don't know if it makes a lot of sense, but
pollution is really splashing, so splash it out, but I think your translation is correct.
In other words,
Okay.
Yaakov is capable, he's going to tell people how bad things are in this household and what's going on here.
right,
I think
yes, I
that's,
think that's that makes
right.
sense.
Yeah.
Ich darf noch als sie sollen titeln auf mir mit die Finger. All I need is that they should point a finger at me. Wird nicht sagen, he won't say anything. Wird schweigen, he will remain silent. Hat mit sich zu tun, he's got his own problems. Ich kann nicht verstehen, was das Rednisch mit dem Weibseins bedeutet. I can't understand what this riddle about concerning his wife, I can't understand what that means. Aber etwas am Motiv muss sie haben, but some sort of motive, they must have some sort of motive, some sort of reason. Wie groß und umgelumpert is, however big and clumsy he is, so erschrocken is so afraid is he. Efter is entlaufen von Gefängnis oder Gott weiß was. Perhaps he has escaped from a prison or God knows what. Früher oder später, der wisst man sich als. Sooner or later, we'll find everything out. Gewiss, alle wissen mein Schand und Schmach. Of course, everybody knows my shame and disgrace. Hast es gewollt, Adam? Hast es gewollt? You wanted it, Adam. You wanted it. Hast jahrelang gerät über mir mit deiner Fantasies, bis du hast mich hereingetrieben in dem. All for you, for many years, you talked me into this with concerning your fantasies, until you drove me to it, to this. Wie ich hab sich gerangelt und was ich bin durchgegangen, weißt ein Gott. How I struggled with it and how I managed to get through it, only God knows. Der Mond nicht Gott, don't mention God. Wem soll ich dermonnen? Who shall I mention? Ich hab keinem nicht außer ihm. I have no one besides him. Du hast getrieben unsere Kinder zum Tod. You drove our children to death. Du und nicht kein anderer. You and nobody else. Du hast sie so gut wie der Harget mit die eigene Hand. You murdered them as almost as if with your own hands. Mich hast verwandelt in a will dem Nomen nicht anrufen. You transformed me into, and I don't want to mention the word, mention the name. Es ist a Verschwächung für die Älteren auf jener Welt. It is a desecration for our parents in the next world. Is vossere pretentious hast du jetzt? So, what kind of pretensions do you have now? Das, was ist gewesen, kommen schon nicht ändern. Whatever has happened, one cannot change. A lange Weile haben Mann und Weib geschwiegen. For a long time, the man and his wife remained silent. Dennoch hat Pilitsky sich angerufen, and then Pilitsky called out. Ich hab geheißen Antonien Keilen dem Wipesh. I've told Antony to kill and I couldn't find the word Vipesh. Perhaps it's a pig, I don't know.
Perhaps it's a Russian word. Perhaps Eleanor can help us.
Say it again.
Viepish.
No, I don't think it's Russian.
I think
it seems to be some kind of.
I'm sure it's some sort of pig, but anyway.
Some kind of animal, yes, and probably a pig.
Some kind of.
Ton morgen noch Mittag. He'll do it tomorrow afternoon. Darf es mehr nicht. I don't need it anymore. Ich will es mehr nicht. I don't want it. Soll leben. Let him live. Ich hab schon geheißen Antonien. I've already told Antoni. Zu was? Ich hab das nicht gemeint ernst. So what of it? I didn't mean it seriously. Es wirkt schon nicht euch. It doesn't it doesn't work out. Als Mama meine, was ist von mir geworden? Oh, my dear Mother, what has happened to me? Gott in Himmel, nimm mich zu. God in heaven, take me. Take my life. Schon jetzt, right now. Ich will mehr nicht kein morgen. I don't want to see tomorrow. Ich will mehr nicht. I don't want to see it anymore. Theresa hat herausgelost an österlichen Krechts. Theresa let out a strange groan. A krechts von weitig und ekel. A groan of pain and revulsion. Sie hat sich genommen drehen auf ein Geleger wie von a Krampf ingeweid. She started squirming on the bed as if she had cramps in her innards. Toit, come, death, come. Okay. In Pilitz haben die Jiden sich gegreit zu Yamim Neroyim. In Pilitz, the Jews were preparing for the high holy days. Der Shamas hat schon jeden Tag geblosen Schäfer. The Shamas had already started blowing the shofar each day. Abzuschrecken dem Sotten. Soll nicht onreden jeden zu schlecht. So he was blowing the shofar every day to put fear in in Satan, that he shouldn't incite the Jews to do wrong. Und soll nicht auf sie mekatrig sein, and so that he wouldn't be able to accuse them. Sarah, Jacob's Weib, was hat sich schon jetzt wieder gefunden in Städtel, hat sich gegreit sei zum Jontef, sei zu der Kimpet. Sarah, Jacob's wife, was once again in the village, in the town, and she was preparing both for the Yontif, for the festival, and also for childbirth. Jakob hat gehabt heruntergelegt unter ihr Kissen dem Sefer Yetzira und ein Messer, als Segula zu vertreiben die Lilis und die andere Scheidim, was beheften sich in Kimpetorins und schädigen Kinder, wie die Scheidis Schiffse, was zerbricht bei kleinen Kindern die Nacken.
Mhm.
Huge long sentence that.
Yeah.
Yaakov had placed under her cushion the Sefer Yetzirah, the book of creation, and a knife as a remedy to drive off Lilith and the other demons which unite to harm women in childbirth, and also to harm the newborn children, like the demon, and I think this is the name of the demon, Shedis Shivsa, who breaks the necks of little babies. Es hat sich schön gehabt, reingezogen Kempilitz a Säufer und Jakob hat gekauft bei ihm a Kamia zu beschweren Igris, die Königin von die nicht Gute. So a scribe had already was brought into Pilates, and Yaakov bought an amulet from him in order to invoke this Igris, the queen of evil things. And her name is Machlis. Ihr Gesellen und die Lilien, was sehen aus wie Menschen, haben Flügel wie Fledermaus, lecken Feuer und halten sich auf in Bäumer und in Schatten von der Levone. So these are all various demons, and this amulet was supposed to keep them away from sorrow. So these demons, this Machlis is her associate, and Lillian, who these creatures appear as humans. They have wings like bats, and they lick fire, and they are to be found in trees and in the shadow of the moon. Wiewohl Sarah is schon jetzt a jüdische Tochter, und Jakob hat Stillerheit gelernt mit ihr die Dinim. So although Sarah was now a Jewish woman, and Yaakov had quiet in secret, he had learnt the laws with her, und die Tfilis von die Yamim Noroim hat sie besoides geton Tuchzer, was sie hat gedenkt von Dorf. So even though he had taught her the laws and the prayers of the high holy days, she had in great secrecy done things which she remembered from her village. Sie hat getrogen auf den Hals a Steindl. She wore around her neck a little stone, was me ruft Sternenschoss, a stone that was called Sternenschoss Aetites, a stone believed to prevent spontaneous abortion. Sie hat zerrieben an Eierschollechts, was hat sich davon ausgepickt a Hinderle. So she grated an eggshell, which a chick had, from which a chick had picked itself out. Das gemischt mit trockenem Pferdmist und mit dem Asch von verbrannte Jabba und das getrunken wie mit Milch. So she grated the eggshell and she mixed it with dry horse manure and with the ash of a burnt frog. She mixed it up together and she drank it with milk. Sie hat euch gelost brennen in a Top Senf und gesessen a Nackete auf dem Top, als der Räuch soll rein in ihr Ingeweit. And she also burnt mustard in a pot, and she sat over the pot naked, so that the smoke should get into her innards. Machmes Sarah's boich is given spitzig, since Sarah's belly was pointy, nicht keilichtig, and not round, und hat sich verrissen a Rupf, haben die genitte Weiber im Pilitz vorausgesagt, als es wird werden geboren an Ingel. So since her belly was pointy and not round, and was pushed up, the experienced women in Pilitz predicted that she would bear a little boy. Und Jakob hat ihm schon bei Zeitens gekauft bei Packenträger a Kapelle gelegt mit gildene Fäden und a Beigele anzutun auf ein Händel gegen a Beis Oig. So Yaakov, because they predicted that it would be a boy, Yaakov had, in good time, he had bought from a peddler a yarmulke with gilded, with embroidered with golden thread, and a bracelet to put on his wrist against the evil eye. Rosh Hashanah hat Jaakoven machabed gewen in Shul, soll davenen Shachris. At Rosh Hashanah, they honored Yaakov in Shul that he should conduct the morning service. Gershon der Takif is given gegen dem. Gershon the influential was against this. Hat dem Shabbos früher aufgehalten das Lehnen, geschrien, als wird nicht erlosen als Jakob a Fremder. So he stopped on Shabbos. The previous Shabbos, he stopped the reading of the Torah, and he shouted that he wouldn't allow Yaakov, a stranger, soll stehen für ein Omed, that he should lead the prayers, he should stand in front of the congregation. Aber die andere Chorleit seien ihm beigekommen. But the rest of the congregation defeated him. Gershon allein hat lieb gehabt das Bertel, aber das Davenen seins is given full mit Greisen. Gershon himself loved to stand at the cantor's pulpit, but his davening, his praying was full of errors. Wenn Jakob ist aufgestanden, Rosh Hashanah, von der Bank, eingehielt in Talis und in Kittel und gesungen Hamelech, hat Sarah nicht gekonnt einhalten die Tränen. when Yaakov stood up on Rosh Hashanah from his seat, wrapped in his talus and in a kittel, in his white sort of coat, and he began to sing the beginning of the Shachrit service, Hamelech, the king. Sarah couldn't hold back the tears. Sie hat gedenkt die Zeit, wenn is gewinn a Knecht by ihr Taten. She remembered the time when he was a slave to her father. Rumgegangen, opgerissen. He went around with torn clothes, borvers, genächtigt in Stall. He was barefoot and he slept in the stable. Itzt hat ausgesehen wie a heiliger Mann, and now he looked like a holy man. Sie, Sarah, hat getragen a Kleid vom Gold Collier und in die Eierläpplich haben sich gebummelt goldene Eierringlich, was Jakob hat gekauft beim Goldschmied auf auszuzahlen. Now she sorry it's hat now he looked like a holy man. She, Sarah, was wearing a dress of a gold color, and in her earlobes they're gebumbled. There were hanging golden earrings which Yaakov had bought from a goldsmith on credit. Auf den Hals hat gehangen a schnirrel gläserne Perl. Around her neck was hanging a string of glass pearls. Sarah's siddur hat gehat meshene tovelen. Sarah's siddur had brass boards. Und wenn sie hat sich in sie ungespiegelt, and when she was reflected in them, hat rausgeguckt die Gestalt von a Pritzer. There looked back at her the figure of a noblewoman. Machmes, sie hat gespielt die Rolle von a Stummer. Since she was playing the role of a mute, hat sie nicht gekonnt davenen auf den Kol. She couldn't daven out loud. Aber sie hat gemurmelt die Wörter, but she mumbled the words. Jakob hat ihr gehat ausgelernt dem Teich von der Sacht vieles. Jakob had taught her the meaning of many of the prayers. Sie hat mehr gewusst von der sachidische Töchter. She knew more than many of the Jewish women. Sie ist als gewinn ein großes Wunder. It was all a great wonder. Die Liebschaft ihrer zu Jakoben, bald von dem ersten Tag. Her love for Jakob from the very first day, sein Werden ausgeleist, sein Umkehren sich zu ihr. Der ganze Vogelweg, was sie haben durchgemacht, in die knappe 4 Jahre, was sie seien zusammen. So, her love for him right from the start, when they came to redeem him and took him away, his return to her, and all their wandering, which they went through together, and the whole 4 years that they were together. Wie viel Mal sie es gewinnt, in Sakone zu verlieren das Leben, und wie viel Nissim seinen geschehen mit ihr und mit Jakoben, weiß ein Gott. How many times they were in danger of losing their life, and how many miracles had happened to her and to Yaakov, only God knows.